Alright, I want to just talk about flying the D-wing in light winds a bit. We got pretty light winds on the beach. This is obviously harder in the water when you got to worry about the tips catching. But it's basically two moves. That's all you have to do. One is yank it down into the power zone and pull it back to get steering control. And then immediately after that, you have to throw it up into the wind. When you're at the edge, you gotta kind of do these little circles like this to move it back into the window, and then just pick it up. Pull it back, pick it up. Alright, so, once again, it's light, you gotta kind of flap it a little. The wind on the beach here is shifty, so it's changing directions a bit, but pull it down so you can steer it, and then pick it up. So once again, pull it back down to steer it, and then you gotta pull it upwards into the wind. Upwards into the wind. Pull it down, and then pull it up. So go down, and then up. Again, pull it into the window, you pull it back with your wrist. Back with your wrist, and then up with your arm. Down into the window, just by dropping it down with your wrist. Drop it down with your wrist. And then, after you drop it down, you just pull it upwards with your entire arm. Alright, typically it'll be on the edge and you won't be able to control it. So you gotta drop it down, bring it up, and you gotta do like these little loops over and over again. Get it back deep in the window so you can control it. And then once it's there, you gotta lift it up with your whole arm. So once you learn those two moves, you can actually keep the D-wing flying in, I don't know, 6 knots is pretty doable. It's important to be at the right spot on the bar too, so make sure you like move your hand up to the very balance point of where it wants to be at the bar, depending how light the wind is. Yeah, so just do these little loops, pull it up, loop it down, pull it up, and you know, makes it a lot easier to fly in light wind. When you're trying to balance, it makes it a lot harder, but it's still doable. Yeah, hope that helps. She's light. And very offshore. Yeah, when it's gonna fall down, you just kind of give it a couple flaps and try and pull it up. Oh, she's so light. She's light to fly. Key is to pull it like almost straight up to the sky with your whole arm. That's how you basically make it see relative wind. This is like the bare minimum it takes to fly a D-wing right now. And it's not consistent because it's coming from offshore, so it lulls right out and then it's okay, and then it lulls right out. Wind. A bit of wind. those circles to get it back into the window without it falling into the water. Wind's backing off, so gotta keep it high. Well, it is challenging. I am currently standing on a 19-inch wide plus 10-liter board while keeping this kite in the air in, like, I don't know, 6-7 knots. Pick it up. And when your wing is falling to the side of the window, it's always circles in the same direction relative to the side. So on this side, I'm circling like this to get it back into the window. If it was the other side, it'd be counterclockwise. If anyone's curious what I mean when I say get it back into the window, just look up a video about the wind window and kite surfing. When the wind drops like that, you gotta just pick it up, the whole arm to the sky. Put my helmet on sideways so the camera focuses on the kite. It's hard to look sideways. Pick it up. Gotta drop it down and then pick it up. What would the wind speed be right now? I'd guess 6 knots, 7 knots. It's right at the edge of what the D-wing can handle. Oh, pick it up. Definitely on the lightest end of the spectrum. Oh, wind just totally shifted directions. If you come from a kiting background, the act of pulling the kite up is the equivalent of tugging on your front lines when you're kiting and your kite's in light winds and you're trying to not have it fall out of the sky. It's just like, just lift it up. If your tip does touch the water, you have to really overly exaggerate and get it way down and then straight up to get it out of the water. Otherwise, the tip will just keep catching and keep turning. I don't want to do it because then I might be swimming again, but I'm sure it'll happen at some point. Also, in light winds, D-wings and I'm sure all Parawings fly way better with one hand. Flying a Parawing two-handed is generally worse unless you need the power to pump up or the grip strength to hold on. Always fly Parawing one-handed. There's a gust. There's a gust. Here the wind is picked up to 9 or 10 knots, so I thought I'd show what it takes to pump up in this light of wind as well. It's a lot of work. Also, if you get good at pumping up, you'll find yourself able to get up in winds that won't keep you foiling. So it's kind of tiring. You gotta kind of keep pumping a bit. You can't really tell because the stabilization is so good on the cameras these days, but I'm actually still pumping a little. Get high on the mast helps though. Another reason to get really high on the mast because having the wing right in front of you is the most amount of pull forwards. When you're angling it up, you're losing some pull vertically. So in order to do that and not catch your tip of your kite on the water, you have to be high up in the mast. So less drag and able to get a better position on the kite. Let's see if we can get a tack. I mean jibe, obviously. That was borderline. So here's the tip in the water and light wind. You gotta really pull it down and then, so really pull that trailing edge down into the window and then pull the whole thing skyward. Like that. We got our tip free. There. That's an example. Now the tip, when pumping up, it's the same as when you're trying to go upwind. Having the wing right in front of you is best. So you got to get it as low as you can to the water without touching the tip. Okay. And in the jibe there too, I pull it up to save it as well, just like the light wind kite flying. Try. Pull it forwards there through the jibe. So here's the readings from the local wind station. I was on the beach by 2:48. I was on the water by 3:12. And I got up on foil at 3:40.